trying to move beyond absurdity.
Right,
And to move beyond absurdity, you kind of have to make sure that people realize that absurdity is absurd.
right.
And at the moment, they don't seem to quite understand that absurdity is absurd. And I mean, if Gavin Newsom were to then run to be president and then continue to do Trump-like behavior, then I
Oh,
would
that'd be a
say,
problem.
well, that's a problem.
Yeah,
what have we created here? Because like now
right.
we're just mirroring.
Welcome to another episode of the Bloomburg Democrat. I'm Sally Taylor. This is my darling John Daniels. And we are here today to talk about Gavin Newsom,
Yeah,
who is the governor of California and has been making headlines recently for his trolling of the commander in chief, President Donald J. Trump.
yeah,
And of course, the left side of the political world is thrilled. They think
yeah,
that it's
yeah,
hilarious and it's about time. And the right side seems to not know what to do or think or say about it, it seems to me.
yeah, yeah.
Well, what is your
Well,
awareness?
I've kind of been more or less following Gavin Newsom, and I think that they're noticing. They're noticing. And from what I've read, people are they're critical. They think that like it's kind of dumb and it doesn't make any sense and like he's acting strange and silly or just stupid in general. But I personally think he's doing a really good job of kind of mimicking the type of posts that Trump sends. And so if you think that he's being dumb and silly and nonsensical, you got to think that Trump is doing the same because he's basically just mirroring it, right? He's saying the same types of things in the same types of ways and it's really like it's not even he's not trying to hide it. It's obvious. He's
Right.
just poking. You know, he's
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's trolling. And
Yeah.
the thing is I think the mirror is very unflattering, right?
Yes. Yes, it is.
And
If you
so,
think that what he's saying is ridiculous, you have to think that what Donald Trump is saying is ridiculous because it is.
right, right.
Yeah.
It is just mirroring the absurdity of the behavior.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have seen the right respond in a variety of ways. Most of
Mm.
it is, what is Gavin Newsom doing? Doesn't
Yeah.
he know how unprofessional that is?
Exactly. Exactly.
And then you kind of go, as somebody who is fully aware of what's happening and what's going on, you question then what's missing
Yeah.
for the people who are offended by this. Is it a
Uh-huh.
lack of self-awareness? Is it too
Yes.
much self-awareness and then shame by
No.
nature?
No.
What is it?
I think it's a lack of self-awareness. It's uh it's just double standards. People love double standards. Like people who are like super selfish don't see that their own behavior can be selfish, but they will very quickly recognize selfish behavior in others.
Right.
And because they're not getting that attention that they want or whatever it is that they're being selfish about, they're not getting it. And so it becomes suddenly very, what's the word? Uh, the Japanese words wants to come out, but
That's the
it's
problem of
it's very
working with two
stark. It's
languages.
very
Yeah.
stark, right? It's a very stark kind of realization, and they can't quite see it in themselves, but they're seeing it in others. I think that's more or less what's happening,
Yeah.
and it's just a typical human response to
Right. Well, and Trump's behavior has always been bullying.
it's
The
always been the same.
names,
This is
yeah,
nothing new with Trump.
no,
He's always
no.
been this way. He's been
Mhm.
this way since The Apprentice. He's been this way long before that when he was doing infomercials about steak and whatever else. And
Right.
yeah, he's just always been this way.
Yeah. And the thing is that bullies are not used to being bullied back.
Yeah,
And it really does tend to shake them. Uh,
yeah,
and I have to, I'm not a mean person by nature.
yeah,
At least, well, okay, maybe I should restate that. I question myself when I exhibit mean behavior because I don't like that
yeah,
about myself.
yeah,
Let
yeah,
me put it that
yeah.
way.
I'm the same way.
uh, so I try to be introspective about when I am responding in a very aggressive way.
Hmm.
The thing is that bullies, like I said, are not used to being bullied in return.
Yeah,
And in this case, because it's a whole culture of bullying,
yeah.
there's a real struggle to respond, I think. I've never wanted to sort of be a champion of mean girls, but
Right.
Gavin Newsom has people working for him that are helping to produce this material.
Sure, sure, sure.
And it's like they're getting paid for being really good mean girls,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And
I
so,
read that when he was maybe first running for governor, he was he had like of course he's paying his people who work for him, but he was having like I don't know if it's a contest or like he would have like awards for the people who fail the most spectacularly while trying to accomplish something amazing, right? Or something
right.
that's just unbelievable or whatever you want to call it. And I think that's a really good way to do it because as someone who likes to make things and build stuff, like you fail a lot. The small failures. I mean, you don't just give up just because you have a setback. You figure out what went wrong and you fix it and you keep going, right? And so failure is a way of learning. Failure is how you learn that this is not the right way to do it. And I have to try something different. And then eventually you find the right way. And so I feel like this is kind of what he's doing, right? He's encouraging that that feeling of experimentation, the desire to try something new and big that may not pay off in the long run, but if it does, then it's huge, right? And so they're taking chances, and he's rewarding that instinct to take chances, and I think that's a wonderful thing to do. Like we shouldn't do that just with political what do you call it when you're running for office or
Anything.
anything. Yes,
Right.
we should do it in everything. Like it's okay to make a mistake, it's okay for something to not work out. You just keep trying and you get better at it, you know. And so many people just give up right away as soon as they don't find success. And so anyways, I think it's great what they're doing, and I think they're doing a great job, and
Yeah, I
I
do
find it
too.
quite funny. I find it quite funny.
I find that this is also new territory for most, I'll say
Democrats.
Democrats in this case. I don't even
Yeah,
want to say just liberals, but Democrats in this case,
yeah, yeah,
because they've always tried to keep to the norms,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
They've always tried to
Just to be
be
the
the
nice
bigger
guy.
person,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. To
Not
not
stoop,
stoop, exactly. Not to be the person that they're trying to run against. They want to be better. And
right?
it often fails.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of gotten us to where we are, I would
That's
claim.
yeah, like there's just a lot of people who like being the nice guy is not the benefit that they're thinking that it is. And so,
Right.
yeah,
So
sometimes you
so
have to
we seem to be in agreement that this is okay then?
I think it's okay for now because
Yeah. That's the key for now.
for now, we're trying to move beyond absurdity.
Right.
And to move beyond absurdity, you kind of have to make sure that people realize that absurdity is absurd.
Right.
And at the moment, they don't seem to quite understand that absurdity is absurd. And I mean, if Gavin Newsom were to then run to be president and then continue to do Trump-like behavior, then I
Oh,
would
that'd be a
say,
problem.
well, that's a problem.
Yeah,
what have we created here? Because like now
right,
we're just mirroring.
right,
But I don't think that would be the case. As we can see with like the California gerrymandering done in
right,
response to the Texas gerrymandering. It's not so much to like because California already has like voter set regulations that they will have to
right,
overcome,
right,
right? And so voters have to be willing to go through with this for it to
right,
work out.
right.
And and it seems like people are going to probably be okay with it. I would be okay with it if I were a Californian in the same situation,
Yeah.
temporarily. Anyway,
Well, and it is written as being a temporary measure,
yeah,
right? It's
yeah,
already in the wording for the I don't know if it's the law. I guess it would be law. The law as
yeah.
it's
It would have
written
to be
to be
law. Yeah,
passed by the
yeah.
people when they do vote on it. And that's the
Right.
thing. The people are getting to vote on it. That
Yes.
is not the case in the
Yes.
state of Texas.
Yes. No. No. California is oh, what's the word where your electorate get to vote on laws directly, direct action? That's not what it is it? It's again, I'm forgetting
I'll
English.
look it up. I'll look it up and put it underneath
There's a word
the
for
in the
this where like where the direct voter action creates laws, right?
right,
And this is considered bad by some standards. I don't know exactly which side of the aisle these standards are resting on, but it's considered bad by some standards because you just have like regular people making laws that sometimes don't really mesh well with other laws, right? Whereas
right.
elected officials, they tend to try to make laws fit into what's already existing, I guess. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. We have
Maybe,
lots of
maybe not. I was going to say in Colorado, when I lived there, they had this really wonderful system of voting where they would send you packets of information on
mm,
all of the things that were coming up for votes.
hmm
And they would give kind of the pro side and the con side. So, each
hmm
side of the aisle would make their arguments for or against whatever was being proposed to be
hmm
passed
yeah,
to the people.
yeah.
And that was wonderful. I've not lived in another state that has that.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah, it really was because then you could use your own cognitive skills to
Yeah,
determine if this
yeah.
was something that was better, not only for you, but for the state itself.
Yes. And this is something I think that we often forget is that when we're voting, we really should be considering like the other people that will also be impacted by this, not just ourselves. We should definitely be voting in our own interests, right? Don't
Right,
get me wrong. But we should also be considering the interests of others because
right. Our
we should
communities.
want to be good neighbors. We should want to live in nice neighborhoods where people get along and help each other out and don't steal from each other and don't hurt each other, right? We should want to live in these types of places. And so we should be trying to consider the people around us when we're voting. Um, and we often don't.
Yeah. Yes. And I would claim that that's how we end up with somebody like
Yeah.
Trump.
Yeah.
Well, I say that, but it's the most uninformed among us that
Yeah.
elect the most egregious leaders. It's uninformed voters
Yeah.
that will usually end up hiring authoritarian leaders because they don't want to make those decisions. They
Yeah.
want somebody else to make the decision for them.
Right. Well, yeah, generally I find they want to be saved from their problems. They don't want to think through and try to solve the problems so much as they just want somebody to come along and solve the problem.
Right.
And that's probably true on both sides in the US. Like we are a very
Yes.
Christian, heavily Christian influenced nation, and uh, the whole idea of Christianity is essentially we have a savior, right? So who's going to come and save us and take care of all the bad stuff for us? We don't have to worry about any of that. We just have to say, praise Jesus, and we're
right. And
saved.
pick the right savior, right?
Right.
I'm optimistic about what Gavin Newsom is doing, as long as it does, and I clearly think with him it would have a
Yeah.
a finish date for
Yeah.
this type of activity,
Yeah.
because we have not had media pointing out the absurdity of all the behavior that's been going on in the
Yeah.
White House during
Yeah.
Trump administrations.
Yeah.
His dementia right now is becoming profound, but
Yeah.
most mainstream media will not talk about it.
Well, they did the same thing with Biden,
Of
right?
course they did.
They don't
Of
want
course
to
they did.
talk about the craziness of the president. It
Yeah,
would be destabilizing, right?
right.
Yeah.
But I would claim that it's more destabilizing not to.
Yes.
It's more destabilizing to have an ineffective leader of a
Yeah.
nation who
Yeah.
has the largest military in the world
Yeah.
than it is to say, oh, wait a minute, maybe it's time to retire a
Yeah.
little early this time.
It's something that just presidents and judges tend to not do. They don't retire. Even congressmen and women and senators, they don't retire. They never
Is
retire.
it,
They should, and they don't.
yeah. Which one do we have that's about to, who's considering running one more time for the Senate, that he'll be 101 when his next term is over? Is that Strom Thurmond? Who is that? It's
Is
not
Strom
Strom
Thurmond?
Thurmond. No,
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 of
no. It's
course
not Strom.
not.
It's
He's got to
Chuck
be dead.
Grassley. It's Chuck Grassley. Strom Thurmond is dead. But all these
Yes.
old white men start to run together for
Okay,
me.
okay. I get it. I
But
get it. Strom
Chuck
Thurmond was
Grassley,
around for a very long time, no doubt
yeah, yeah,
about it.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so has Chuck Grassley been, and he's 91 right now,
Like, where
as far
is
as if
he
I look that up.
from?
And
Because,
he's looking at running for senator yet again. He's considering it. He'll be 101 at the end of the next term.
people said that Joe Biden shouldn't run because he was too old. They said Bernie Sanders shouldn't run because he was too old.
Right.
Um, and I still don't know how Joe Biden got elected above Bernie Sanders being, I think, maybe even older than Bernie Sanders, but I'm not sure. Bernie Sanders at this point, I'm like,
It's pretty old.
I've been a fan for a while, so he's pretty
Right,
old.
right. The only credit I give Bernie Sanders is that he does still seem to be sharp, but
Yeah,
he
he still
even
seems quite
himself
sharp.
says, I am too old to run for president at this point,
Yes,
right?
yes,
He is
yes.
smart enough to know that.
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah. Wow. Just disregard for other people, or I think so. Like, why would you be so old and not want to retire? Like, I guess it's a super easy job that you don't really have to do anything for, and you still get a bunch of money. And so why not? Because you
I
don't even have to show
guess.
up.
I mean, but you and I are not wired this way, John, and that's part of the problem. Neither of us are power
Yeah.
seekers, right?
No, I don't
And
want power. I don't
so,
want money. I don't care about it.
yeah, that sort of drive to retain or have power to the day you die
Yeah.
is just something that does not make sense to
It's a
me.
sickness. It's a
I would
sickness.
claim it is. I would claim
Yeah.
that it's a mental illness of a form. Yeah.
Yeah. And the same thing
Uh,
with the desire to like just hoard money, like just to have a really big bank account size or personal value or something. Like it's a sickness where you're just so concerned with how other people view you, and you want to be viewed as being the best of everything, because you can't spend it. You can't,
right.
apparently you can't even use it well, because no one does. Like Bill Gates is like the closest thing we have to someone using their money in a good way, right?
Right.
Even Warren Buffett, I don't think Warren Buffett uh, gives as much money to charity and helping humanity as Bill Gates does.
Right.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah. Well, that's the one reason I still, think fondly of Bill Gates, because I remember
Yeah.
the days when Microsoft was really trying to squeeze every dime
Oh my
possible.
God, they
It was
still
a
do.
corporation, right?
They still do.
Um, Yeah, but
Microsoft has
he's
only
kind
gotten
of
worse.
divorced. Yes. Well, he's sort of pulled himself back, I think, a lot from the
Yeah,
day-to-day of Microsoft. But there was a
yeah,
time where I was like, geez,
yeah, yeah,
corporate power and the way that they would manipulate the market to again force people to repurchase, to subscribe, to do, all the things
yeah,
that they did
yeah,
was frustrating.
yeah.
But in his defense, he has used his money in his later years
Hmm.
for good purpose.
Essentially eradicated cholera,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And lots of wonderful things he's doing with his money, giving computers
Right.
to poor people so that they can learn
Right.
technology and things
And
like
he
this. Like,
doesn't want to die with money left over.
right,
Right.
right. He's doing all right.
Yeah. So, getting us back on our topic of whether or not, getting down in the mud with the pigs is a good
Hmm.
idea.
Yeah.
How do you fight a pig if you're not willing to get into the mud?
If you're not willing to get a little dirty, yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're
you
not fighting
you
the
can't.
pig, and
No, you're
the
not.
pig rules, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's where the
Rules the
Democrats have
rules
finally,
the rules the heap.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
most of the Democrats are definitely starting to realize that, and then
But
we're
is
gonna
that
have to
what we're
take a
doing?
bath when it's all said and done.
Are we fighting over a heap?
Hmm. To some degree, yes, but
Yeah.
in other ways, I would say no,
Yeah.
because for me, the fight is
You're hoping you
about
can still clean it up.
humanity. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about treating people with respect
Yeah.
and with equality. And right now, we've got a system in control that is doing everything it can to squash all of that.
Yeah.
And so it's a moral and ethical issue for me at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think the Democrats are perfect by any stretch. I think they're very
Yeah.
imperfect,
Yeah.
but they have the moral high ground in all of this, even with the behavior of Newsom trolling Trump
Yeah.
so effectively. Even
Yeah.
that to me is the highest behavior because it is putting a mirror up to the absurdity, to the
Right.
cruelty, to
Right.
the immorality, to the unethical criminality.
Yeah.
And if we're not willing to do that, we're just saying it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like, this is something that we say about comedians, right? Is
Mhm.
that comedians are there to kind of shine a light on the absurd,
Right.
and if you're going to be upset because a comedian's making fun and just making jokes, then you're a little too thin-skinned, right? And it's kind of a
Well,
very
or
similar situation here. I
if
mean,
you're
we're
thin skinned, is it because you see it in yourself again and there's shame attached?
in that case, perhaps so, when it's purely comedy. I feel like this straddles the line a little bit. It's not just comedy. It's, oof, I don't know. Is it desperation? I don't know, but
Yeah.
but like
Well,
I've said it before, and I'll say it probably a million times over. Like, I don't consider myself to be a Democrat, really. For a
right,
while, I probably did, but for a while, I considered myself to be a Republican, and I don't consider myself to be a Republican anymore either.
right,
am I an independent? I guess because, like, what else is there as far as labels
right.
go? But I'm a progressive, I guess, more than anything. But I'm also a
Yeah,
socialist in that I feel like we should take care of each other, and we should
yeah,
use our collective finances to take care of the collective good and not just
right.
offset taxes for the rich. Um,
And I would claim that in reality, government can't be anything but a socialist in nature. I mean, by
well,
nature,
yes,
it is
yes,
socialist. It's just who
exactly.
is it benefiting,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes. And
So government
capitalism
itself is right,
is just an economic thing. It's not like really a political thing per se. It's an economic system,
Right.
And we've allowed an economic system to kind of take over our democracy, which
Right.
is sad, and it needs to be probably ridiculed until the point that it's no longer done. Like there's a singer that I've been listening to lately. She's like an indie singer. Her name is Phoebe Alice Liu. She's from South Africa. And anyways, I really like her music, and she has a song where she says like greed has taken the trees away, greed has taken the bees away, and we need to be calling this out. And just like this, like it needs to be in popular culture. It needs to be. We need to finally stop normalizing greed and saying that it's a good thing, and we need to start pointing out that greed is a bad thing, because there's nothing good that comes from greed. Like just because your society, your economy is turning over because of greed, that doesn't make greed a good thing. Like
Right.
the economy is going to turn over anyway, right? People
Right.
need stuff, and if we make stuff, they'll buy stuff. Greed doesn't need a seat at the table. We need to get rid of greed.
I agree. It is, there's a reason it's one of the seven deadly sins, right?
Yes, yes. And we just ignore it, and we accept it as a good thing when it comes to capitalism, and it's not.
All right, I'm with you, brother. Let's keep
Yeah.
an eye on what's going on. If
Yeah.
nothing else, the
It's
humor
entertaining.
of this situation,
Yeah.
yes, entertains me immensely.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
And
It
I
is
keep
entertaining.
hoping that there will be some more people who will go, oh, yeah, Trump does sound like that, doesn't he? Why have I not been worried about this before? Because it sounds bad coming out of Newsom's mouth.
It's time to wake up. Like this is
It's
where
time to,
woke came from.
this is it.
Because people need to wake up. And woke has maybe gone on its own direction a little bit, and it's not even quite what I would agree with all the time. But that's what it means. It means to wake up. It means to pay attention to what's happening. Stop sleeping. Stop
Right.
just what's it, sleepwalking through your day, thinking everything is fine, even when it's falling apart. Like we just have to. We got to pay more attention.
And we create our world. It's
Yeah,
up to us to make it
we
what
do
we want it to be.
exactly.
So,
And it's not going to change if we don't change. If
right.
we keep going the same way, it's going to keep going the same way.
Yeah.
And we got to do something.
All right. I'm with you, brother.
Yeah,
We will keep an eye out, see what goes
yeah,
on.
yeah. Hope it gets better.
Yeah. Till next time.
Yep. Bye.
If you enjoyed this content, please hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications.